Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the Den Show. I am your host. I'm your host, Sir Ed Honcho. I'm not a knight, but one time in my life I wore British knight, so I guess that counts, right? But like I said, welcome to the Den, the best conversation on the entire internet. You can search high, you can search low. You'll never find a better show because of one reason, and one reason in particular. That is you, the wonderful participant, right? I don't like the term subscribers. I don't like the term viewers. I don't like weird terms, fans or anything like that. That stuff's weird, right? This is a community where I would say we're all for one and one for all, but it doesn't always play out like that. But, you know, a few things. Make sure you are in the live chat, not the top chat. The nachos at the midday buffet in the top chat are stale. We only replace them every 2 days, and it's not real nacho cheese. So make sure you're in the live chat. You want to get the most of the conversation on this channel. Chat is important. I look forward to your participation. I look forward to, you know, your thoughts on tonight's topic. Again, make sure you're following on all the proper social medias. Everything you need to know about the show is listed in the description below. Freestyle King, I got bars. But tonight we're talking about a sensitive topic, and that is domestic violence. You know, the last week or a couple weeks back, I guess it's been a little while back now, we talked about the Zach Stacy incident, right? And about a day or so after that, he got caught and locked up. I think he bailed out. And, you know, I kind of got to follow up and do a little bit more information on that. But, you know, it kind of got me thinking because someone asked a question during that stream about why I said, you know, I don't get involved with these kinds of scenarios. But before we get into that, let's see what we have joining us tonight, and then we will dive all the way into that. Shout out to the lovely Miss Sarah Lou. How are you? John, my favorite New Yorker. Yeah, setting off the smoke detectors, but I got extra batteries. Let's see. Stephen Harris. It's not Heidi's birthday. Heidi's a birthday stealer, but there is a birthday today. There is absolutely a birthday today. We'll get to that in a minute. The oldest member of the Den had a birthday today. Miss Bell Northern Style. I don't put sugar in my tea. How are you doing this evening, Miss Bell? 335. Peace. Trixie McFly, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? Hope all is well. There's a doctor in the house, Dr. D. Kenobi. Enjoy chat. Man, you know what? I forgot. I was supposed to get with you today. I was running a little bit, I wasn't really late. I had a thing I had to do, and then it was kind of got me all mixed up. So we'll get that taken care of, Mr. D. Kenobi. Black Ashley's here, aka Ronald Isley. I'm opening lines for everybody but Black Ashley. Alexander Sutton, what's the motherfucking deal? How are you this evening? Toxic State of Mind. The cult starts tomorrow. We start the cult tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's episode. How to be a successful member of an online cult. Everything is online cults. Everything's online, you know. That Roni. Infinity Reform Pimp. What's the motherfucking deal? How you doing this evening, sir? Benno, what's the motherfucking deal? Heidi's here stealing birthdays. There's one individual, like I said, whose birthday is today. The oldest member of the Den, and that is not Delta Echo Golf. What's the motherfucking deal, sir? Broderick Books. I recycle my barbecue ribs, Brooks. But that member is one Professor Trill. I think he's 107 today. And, you know, he's probably not in there. It's probably his bedtime. He's probably asleep. Right. But anyway, so like I said, tonight's topic it's relatively serious, but y'all know how we do in the Den. We Can't control ourselves as much as we would like to. But Melanin, how are you doing this evening? For the birthday givers, Mr. Broderick. I can't. I can't give Broderick a wrench. It would just be the demise of the entire den. Broderick would have y'all out here reciting Bible verses with a 10-second countdown, and if you didn't get it right, ban you. 17, motherfucking protege. What's the motherfucking deal? So domestic violence, right? It is a problem in society. Adults should not be, well, loving partners should not be abusing one another, right? But I don't think a lot of people really truly know what love is. I think a lot of people in this country are together just for the sake of saying that they have someone, right? I don't think people have a good understanding, right? I think a lot of people are empty inside. I think a lot of people are missing something. And so they go out and just find someone to, let's say, feel that emptiness, even if it's just a waste of time, even if it's, just some form of companionship. That's why you see a lot of people getting dogs and, cat ladies. And pretty sure if you search closer to the Mexico border, you'll find a donkey show. That's a whole nother conversation. But, and it's not just men and women. We're in a country where there's a lot of other things going on. And actually, straight men and women are on the lower end of domestic violence, but we're going to get to all of that. Heidi, tell your mom to call the Denline, call me. But there's a problem there, right? So I guess let me start out with why I say I do not get involved. And then we're going to look at some of the numbers. We're going to look at the problems, and we're going to look at what the opinions are of what you should do. And I want to know what you guys think. If you've ever encountered these situations, if you've known somebody to be in these situations, if you've been in this situation yourself. And again, it made me think of, some of the things that the lady caller said, when we had that Zach Stacy conversation. It's hard for, I think, a lot of men to put themselves in that position. And so it's hard to understand because it's just an experience you'll never have. So the reason why I no longer involve myself in these things, right? And I'm sure there'll be women out there, he ain't a man. You just got to let him beat up. There's this expectation. But the reason why I no longer get involved, and I have no intentions of ever getting involved, unless, like I said, it is a selected family member, and I don't associate with them enough to even know if they are getting beat on. Is that new makeup? I don't know. Who is that? Stacy's mom has got it going on. But I say all bullshit to the side. The reason why is because there's been multiple situations when I was, late teens, early 20s, where I got involved with situations where women were, or young ladies were in violent situations. Assisted in helping remove them from those situations, confronted violent partners. Your mom and Trill are probably in the back of his trailer right now. Confronted violent partners. Fortunately, it never turned to, or never escalated into too much more than me having to be imposing. Got real close a couple of times, but I think when that immediate danger happens, people, they quieten down, right? So, like I said, there were a few crazy incidents, right? And some people I didn't even know, right? It was one time, like I said, I was hanging out with a friend. We heard some people yelling in the streets. We go outside, see what the fuck is going on. Guy's beating on his old lady. Separate the situation. He acts like he's going to go inside and, up the ante. So we applied a little bit of pressure. His friend comes charging out the house. Friend almost gets into a bad situation for himself. He immediately starts apologizing for the behavior. And the girl, she's telling us this long story about how he urinated on her and he beats her all the time and, all of these things. So, like I said, we got everything kind of calmed down. Nobody was definitely under the influence of alcohol. We allowed her ride to come get her. Maybe made some statements to the gentleman. It is what it is. Que sera, sera. I happened to go by my associate's home the next evening. And looky, what do I see? I see the same chick who just was out in that yard crying, bawling, weeping, thanking us for helping her, get safely to her ride, back over there, hanging out as though nothing had happened. The thing about these situations, you're like, oh, it's no big deal, nothing happened, nobody, got hurt. But the thing is, the potential for things to happen are significant, because let's say it did escalate, right? Let's say it did go there. Let's say that, things happen. Well, depending on who pulls up on the scene, I'm not going to look like a hero. I'm going to look like an aggressor. We've seen time after time where these women tend to go, like I said, she went right back with the dude. So say I do get to beating the shit out of her dude, right? Laws pull up. 9 times out of 10, she's not going to say, oh, I saved her or I was helping her out. She's going to turn and say, yeah, this guy's beating up on my boyfriend. She's going to side with the person that she has affection and a history with, not random super save a hoe stranger, literally out there saving hoes. And again, there was a couple other instances, and it was just almost the same thing. Maybe the time frame was a little bit different. Maybe it was a couple of days. Maybe it was a week. But it's a situation where the possibility of violence occurs, confrontations occur. And then, a short time later, she's back over there. So it's like all that was for naught, right? And the reason why I named this stream high risk, low reward is because none of these chicks were getting my willy wet. They weren't doing me any favors in any form or fashion. I wasn't related to them. I wasn't fucking them. And there wasn't any real intimate friendship in any kind of way, right? Not on that level. So what do I gain by risking my life? I don't know what the other party has. They may have a gun. We've seen people get shot for less. The motherfucker got shanked for $6. Who knows, right? But I'm putting myself into a dangerous situation. When men clash, anything can be the outcome. Even scary motherfuckers will pull the trigger, right? So, that's a good one, Heidi. I think the Lucky Den is on OnlyFans. But anyway, maybe I'll start that show. But anyway, so I say this because it's not just me. I'm pretty sure there are several other gentlemen who have ever been in that situation similar, could probably tell you almost an identical story. I saw something a while back, probably about a year, maybe 2 years ago, where a video where this chick was, I guess they were out in a club or something like that, but they were in a hallway. And the guy is kind of slapping her around, roughing her up. And Captain Kirk comes in, pushes old buddy down, tells her to get up off him, kind of hits him or whatever. I think he drops him, grabs the girl, walks her, just turns it back to him. Very dismissive, very disrespectful. Well, about 2 seconds later, that guy was on the ground fighting for his life because he'd been shot, right? And by the guy that he knocked down, right? And the girl, do you think she rendered any aid? Do you think she rendered any aid whatsoever to see if the guy who just attempted to save her from a violent situation was okay? No. She left with the same man who was beating on her, the same man who just shot him, and didn't even look back, didn't even think twice about it, right? So again, that's what What are you talking about? Let me go back and see what's going on. Um, we got international names for domestic violence now. All right. Again, like I said, so there is no benefit to a man to do this. It's not worth losing your life for any of this. Oh yeah, absolutely laid next to him. He piped her down and they probably took her home and fuck shit up. She's probably aroused by his dangerous prowess. And so that's what I'm saying. This is the female logic. Like, man comes in to save the day, dun 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 dun. Now he's a dead man, or he's an Ed man. But she leaves home with the guy who was the perpetrator, right? With no remorse, with no compassion, no concern for him. That's why I say there is no reason for you to intervene. And even when it comes to family members, you give them one shot, right? That was the beating lady. And maybe not even then, because I think it has to come to a point. It has to get to a point where the victim, be it man, woman, straight, gay, lesbians got it the worst. Oh, I'm sorry, I think the bis got it the worst. They don't have trans statistics, but I did discover some stuff. I went and got actual information. I'm gonna talk about some stuff here in just a minute that's gonna be very intriguing, right? That person has to get to a point where they want to. Because if they don't want to, they're going to go right back. And again, you're going to continue to risk your well-being, your sanity, to try to save somebody who don't want to be saved. Should I save her? I want to be saved. Until she wants to be saved, until she starts singing that she wants to be saved, you can't save her, right? So I'm going to read a couple of cases, right? And I'm going to do my best to leave out the name and not try to give it to you as to who did what, right? And I want you guys to guess the type of relationship that it was, whether it was a homosexual male relationship, a lesbian woman relationship, a straight relationship, or any other combination of whatever's, right? So I think we had a conversation about this a while back, and a young lady told me I was wrong for something I can't remember. What was the chick's name? The light-skinned chick with the channel. Oh shit! Matter of fact, I saw somebody with their YouTube. I see that a lot. I see people with their YouTubes on the back of their vehicles. I think that's dangerous. Like, what if you do come across somebody who's like really a fan and they just follow you fucking home? I think that's really crazy. I get like promoting yourself, but I think people don't realize how wild people are, right? I give out enough information, but it's controlled information. I think I'm very aware of the stuff that I let out. Except for that one time I kind of doxed myself. But anyway, it wasn't my fault. It was stupid ass website's fault. Anywho, but yeah, and so I'm actually going to reach out to that chick and see if she would like to be in a guest conversation on the Den, because she looks like she might be suitable for the conversation. So again, like I said, I'm going to read off the details of a case, and I would like for you guys to tell me what kind of relationship you think it was, or what you think the perpetrator was and what you think the victim was, or who, whatever, right? On February 16th, a Superior Court jury convicted an individual on 2 counts of second-degree murder following a fire that killed the 2 daughters of their lover. During a heated argument between the two, that individual reportedly fell into a fit of rage. A few hours later, that same individual returned to the partner's apartment and hurled an acetone-laden firebomb into the front door. Daughters aged 2 and 14 were burned beyond recognition. So dental records were needed for positive identification. I'll give y'all just a moment to put your beliefs in the chat on what type of relationship this was, who the perpetrator was, or how they identified, and the victim, who they were and how they identified. Yeah, I saw y'all in there doing some shenanigans last night. I didn't see what y'all were saying. I'm enjoying my chili. Don't look at me. All right. So I'll give y'all another 30 seconds or so, however long it takes me to continue to chew a spoonful of chili. All right. Do. A lesbian. So let's see. I see toxic state of mind saying a female, guilty. I see 17 saying lesbians. Well, likely a lesbian. Female because it was asked. Infinity saying easily lesbian. Miss Bell says 2 females. No sugar in her sweet tea. I mean, you can go with sex or sexual orientation, whichever you prefer. Voodoo, how you doing this evening? Lovely Miss Cartier White, how are you doing this evening? Bikes. Like from Florida, like some bikes. Get that bike. Get that bike. Yeah. All right, so I guess that one was easy. Because everybody got that right. I don't know what gave it away. It must have been the acetone. Definitely a lesbian relationship, right? That's wild. All right. The next one. On March 29th, an individual of Massachusetts was found dead by strangulation in the basement of the house they shared with another individual. The other individual had been previously charged with domestic violence after they struck the original individual in the back of the head with a closed fist. I'll give y'all about a minute or so to put your thoughts in there. Jesse Smollett, yes, finally, right? A real crime happened on the set of Empire, so he had to fake a crime. That's how you know Hollywood motherfuckers don't live real lives. Like that's some shit straight out of a fucking TV script. Well, we need him to recognize the real crime. How can we do it? They won't believe us. So let's just stage a fake crime. Like get the fuck out of here, Jose Smollett. We're gonna talk about it. I want to let it get underway a little bit, maybe a day or two. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Probably shouldn't really take that long. I mean, all the information's out there, but we will definitely get on that. Jose made the den what it is today. A lot of den folks came together for the Juicy Fest. There's that. All right. I see. Wild Bush Black lesbians look like Manny Fresh. I wonder myself. I wonder if Manny Fresh ever gets mistaken for like a lesbian in public. Let's see, folks saying gay. I see some niggas. They. Let's say definitely a dude, but the victim is a transformer. Let's see. All right. Well, surprise, surprise. Also, lesbians. All right. I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here for the last one. Then we'll give y'all some statistics and some stuff from that. All right. This one may have some details that might make it a little bit too easy for y'all. Individual, again, of Massachusetts, found themselves on the losing end of a bitter menage a trois. So they marched into the apartment of, how do I word that? They marched into the apartment of their partner. There, they obtained a serrated knife and stabbed that partner in the back and the neck. My neck, my back. Don't you stab me no like that. Anyway, it came off a little bit, didn't it? That's just, yeah, anyway. Dispelling any doubt about their intentions, they then pinned. Okay. Let me explain this because this okay. So I got it backwards, right? So it was not their partner. It was not their partner. It was the other party in the bitter menage a trois that they stabbed, right? So let me clarify that. So, person of Massachusetts found themselves on the losing end of a bitter menage a trois. So, that individual marched to the apartment of the third party. At that place, they grabbed a serrated knife, stabbed third party in the back and neck. To dispel any doubts about the motives, they wrote a note of admission saying that they killed third-party individual for taking away the love of my life. That individual is now being held without bail pending a court appearance, right? So, there we go. All right. Yes. A cocaine bitch is terrible. And a drug party. I see 17 saying Ellen struck again. Ronald Isley has had her share of lesbians who look like Manny Fresh. The gays ain't fighting over a threesome. Let's see. Say men aren't emotionally vested like that. I don't know if it's going to be televised. I have no idea. Miss Bell says male on male. All right. Everyone watching. Do you really want to see that? I don't know. All lesbian boobs not created equal. Heidi. Or not Heidi. Isley. I'm looking at your shit and Heidi's thing is right by your name. I'm not looking for Dave in the chat. I blocked Dave last night after the stream, so I'm not worried about it. So carry on, my wayward daughters. Again, the answer is, I'm going to eat some chili before I answer. 2 biotechs, one with a mean streak. All right. So I have to admit something. The third story was also about lesbians. All three of these stories were about violent encounters of lesbian domestic violence, right? Lesbian domestic violence. So anyway, I'm gonna run through some stats for you guys real quick. I think they did a study in 2010 and 2015. I don't think they do it all the time. But I think in 2010, the CDC had a study, and it was reports on the lifetime prevalence of the dirty R word, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner, focusing on, for the first time, on victimization by sexual orientation. It finds victimization prevalence of 43.8%. That's very high for lesbians, making it number two, second most affected group after bisexual women, right? But you have to notice, I think, with bisexual people, I think it's a mentality because they're getting beat the most by everybody. Trill, I shouted you out a happy birthday, just like a nigga from Port Arthur. You were extremely late. I won't say it again. So again, 61.1% for bisexual women, they're getting beat on by everybody. The next after that, or after the lesbians, then bisexual men, 37.3%. Everybody has their opinion on that. Y'all can rock with that however you want to. Then heterosexual men, then homosexual men. 35% for hetero women, 29% for hetero men, 26% for homo men. Now, I do believe that there are skewed numbers, right? Because I do believe, if we look in this woke day and age of you can't say anything negative about certain groups, I do believe that the homosexual men number is low. I do believe that the lesbian number is lower than is probably low, but it's probably higher than that in reality, because you have certain groups who don't want to contribute anything to the stigma of, making these groups look negative, right? So you're going to have more people who are going to say, oh, well, it's women and women, they're both fighting each other. Some people say that's not domestic violence. And I want to know your thoughts. 0 for no, 1 for yes. If two partners are equally engaging in violence with one another, is that domestic violence, in your opinion? Well, see, Trill, you could have had you a Heidi. I don't know if that's the route you want to take, but, it's a possibility. Again, what did I say? 0 for no, 1 for yes? Or if two partners are fighting one another, is that domestic violence, in your opinion? That nigga Trill over the hill. And I ain't talking about a truck driver. I'm talking about his age for real. I think so. Okay. Got a lot of folks saying yes. Okay. Ashley, you can't change your vote. Toxic state of mind. Is she talking about wearing you like a nice fur coat in the winter? That might be something a little different. Okay. The reason why I say that, that's why I think the numbers between probably homosexual men and lesbian women are lower, because they don't count that. The CDC actually doesn't count that, right? They say if the people are engaging with one another, they don't count that as domestic violence, which is weird, right? Like, I think if violence is taking place in the household, I think that, some days one motherfucker might be more violent. One might be the primary perpetrator of problems. But it may be some day with other motherfuckers like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I don't want to leave you, but I'm going to fight you. Right? I'm eating chili. Homemade chili. And so I would agree with that. I would agree that anytime that two partners are engaging in violence with one another should be considered domestic violence. But again, that's why I think the lesbian numbers are being presented much lower than they really are. Two women fighting one another. is not going to be viewed as a domestic violence. It's just they're just having a little couples quarrel, It's not going to be the same as a man fighting a woman. It's going to automatically be the man is the aggressor, no matter, what it is. But yes, there are plenty of women who abuse men, right? But again, I think that's why I say I think the heterosexual male number is also lower because think about it. A guy like me, I'm a large man. If I said some woman was beating on me, nobody's going to take that serious, right? Like, you are what? I've never farted upon the show. Yawned? Absolutely. Eaten? Absolutely. Farted on the stream? Not yet. But like I said, so I think the numbers in the homosexual couples, male and female, or lesbian, whatever, are low because they don't want to misrepresent that group, the alphabet group. I think that people are going to look at it, well, they're equal combatants, so they're not going to call it that, or in their own eyes, they don't view it as that. Some of the stories I came across when reading this, that was the kind of the take a lot of them had. So that's why I think there's a lot of people who are not saying things, right? And then I also believe that there probably are a lot of women who have not reported it, but I think heterosexual women are more likely to report it. I think there are more groups and communities to serve them, right? They say domestic violence is a silent epidemic in gay relationships. It's not the only silent epidemic. Anyway, what's going on? Yeah, same stats. Yeah, that's a different conversation. It's violence, but a different type of violence. I don't want to get into that. Like I said, there are a bunch of numbers, bunch of percentages, things of that nature. But again, the wisest thing for you to do, if you are a man, woman, or other, is to not get involved when these things are happening. If a person comes to you and asks you for help, I think that's the point when you offer that assistance. Again, I remember having this conversation with someone in the den, and they told me I shouldn't get involved. I should have drove them to a shelter, or I should have had them call some kind of hotline. Look, I get it. I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to extend my hand for help, then I'm going to be in it 100%. And that's the problem. I'm not extending that hand if the person is not going to put in an equal commitment. If they're only, 49% out the door and half of them is still in the door and they still peeking inside, well, look, call me when you're ready. So, all right. I don't have any Let's Go, bro. I got some Let's Go 335 shirts. That's how I'm that's what I'm gonna start selling. See, this is why I can't be considered conservative. I don't have nothing to talk about. I don't like talking about the day's headlines. And I know everybody's getting riled about the gay Santa thing, but that's like a Swedish thing. I don't care what's happening. I don't care what's happening in Swedish, right? I don't care what's happening in Swedish. George Washington wore Halloween masks. Everybody knows that. Come on, Heidi. I'm gonna be honest. If Santa was gay, fucking gifts would be crappy, right? And I'm making sure the fire's lit in the chimney. Straight up. I need to go make sure the fire's lit in my chimney now, just in case. All right? No cookies for you, buddy. All right. No frijoles in mi chili. I'll open up the line. All right. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you guys feel. I want to know, have you ever been involved in a domestic violence situation as a victim, as someone, a third party, or have you ever been a beater, right? So I guess I must confess. I've said the other day, I don't beat women, that I've never beat women. That's not 100% true. I have had, gonna be, in total transparency, and I'm not talking about the little lesbian chick at the party. I need to bring back the quiz. I have had a few instances where I have beat a woman. But the thing about it is, I don't necessarily feel remorse for it, right? Maybe I should, but I don't. I felt it was the right thing to do at the time, and I'm going to stand on that. I've actually beat several women because I beat that pussy up. Anyway, let me open up the line. Anywho, and KT, what's the motherfucking deal? Let me open up the line and let's take some calls. I want to know. Oh man. Yes. I got a little sound. Where's it at? Did I might not save it. No, that's not the one I want to use. But we'll just use that one for now. I had the little noise. I gotta fucking use my shit. Do. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Ashley.
How are you doing this evening, Ashley?
I'm fine. I just wanted to tell you a joke.
A joke? Is it a good joke?
Yes. It goes with the theme of tonight.
Oh, you shouldn't joke about domestic violence, but let's hear it.
Okay. What do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes?
Nothing. You've already told her twice.
Fucking hate you. Oh my God.
I knew as soon as you said you had a joke, I was like, I know where she's going to go with this.
Whatever.
But I still love you, Ashley. But I have a question. So have you ever been in an abusive relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you describe? Why was this abusive? Was it verbally abusive? Was it physically abusive? Or abusive in any other manner? Verbal?
Yeah, it was verbal.
Okay.
Not even like that. Just super controlling. Like, of course, the nigga wasn't saying, like, you're dumb. Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
So just called you dumb?
No, I said he wasn't, like, saying, like, oh, I'm dumb. Or, like, women get into those situations where they're like, oh, my God, this guy fucked up my self-esteem.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything like that, no.
Did you fuck up his self-esteem?
No.
Do you think you're verbally abusive?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
I mean, not like that. It's just, I don't know, I'm rude, I guess.
Do you take into consideration your partner's feelings when in an argument?
Oh, definitely not.
That's unfortunate. Do you take notes on your partners when you argue?
Heck no.
What would you say is the worst situation, argument or otherwise, with an intimate partner that you've ever had?
Just like, just controlling or always stalking me. Like that I don't know. That kind of had me frazzled, I guess.
So being stalked, did it make you
Hmm.
feel uncomfortable, even in situations where you were not being stalked? Were you always on the lookout?
Yeah, I was.
So do you take preventative measures from being stalked currently?
Yeah, I do.
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just take measures. Like, I don't know. And just like never go straight home or, like stuff like that. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
What if he's listening and now he has my tea?
Mm. Well, you really think that they would be listening right now?
I don't know.
Mm.
Probably not. I don't know.
Okay. So how long ago did that happen?
Oh, like a few years ago.
Are you still concerned about it?
Yes, I am.
So what would you do if you found out that this individual was still stalking you?
I mean, I don't think there's much I can do. I'd probably just move.
Mm. When they stalked you, were there threats involved?
Mm, no, because he's not like that. It's not like he's going to come and like beat me or anything. It's just, I don't like my privacy invaded. And he knows that.
So if he's not an abuser and he's not, threatening you, what's the worst that he could possibly do besides, maybe know where you are?
Other than be annoying, because I don't think he's going to come and beat me like that. Like, I don't think he's like going to do that. But like, if he's seen me with somebody, I don't know.
Do you think that if he saw you with another man, that he would attack that man?
I mean, I probably like if he really thought I was with the guy, yeah.
What do you think the
I
worst
don't
is?
think he's not even like that. He's not a crazy person like that. He's not just gonna go fight just because I'm standing next to a guy. Like, yeah, he'll cause a scene, but if I'm not really with the guy, no.
Can this person you were with, can they fight?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen them in a fight?
yeah,
How many?
a few. Why?
There.
He's not like that. Like, I don't know. Like maybe 4, I guess. I don't know.
4. Did he win all 4?
Yeah, I wouldn't. If he didn't, I don't think I would be with him. Not saying like that. Like I just probably wouldn't.
So if he would have gotten jumped and beaten down, you would just left him on the scene, beaten and injured?
Well, jumped is different, but like if it's like him and another guy, and then it's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't want to deal with him.
So if he just took a L, so
Yeah.
say like he was outside fighting and like it was wet on the sidewalk and he kind of like slipped and the other guy caught him real good and just put him to sleep and then like, punched him a couple of times while he was on the concrete and kicked him twice and then walked off, said, "You punk bitch, don't ever come around here again," and then, went on about his business. So you would just leave him there?
No, I wouldn't leave him there. No,
Would you take him to the hospital?
of course. Why wouldn't I take him to the hospital? But would I be in a relationship with this guy? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you know how we do in the day. We have some questions in the chat. Someone asked, is there anything on your phone that you wouldn't want your man to see?
Like now, no. I'm solo. My phone's unlocked. Anybody can see all this.
Terrible. Do you have more than one phone? You got 2 phones like Kevin Gates?
No. I have one.
Okay. You're so suspicious. I just wonder. So how much do you charge for your OnlyFans?
I don't have an OnlyFans.
Why not?
I just joined to like look at other people.
So you pay for other people's OnlyFans?
I didn't pay. I just wanted to look at this one.
Are you signed up to my OnlyFans?
No. What's the link?
You're a terrible person. Now you know.
What? Are there news on there?
Absolutely not.
Well, that's not none I would be interested in.
I don't know. I don't even know what some. I don't even know what my OnlyFans link is. Made a long time ago. Never really used it. There are no news. There's just so I could talk about crazy stuff that I can't talk about on YouTube. Okay. So have you ever been a third party into a domestic violence situation?
Like what?
Like someone you've known has been in a violent relationship and you tried to offer assistance to them?
I'm not fighting anybody. I'm not getting your shit in the middle of the night. I'm not watching your kids while you get your life together. I'm not doing any of that. No. Like, what do you mean? Like, all I can do is call the police for you if you're in a situation like that.
Yeah, that reminds me
No.
of a situation that happened a couple of years back. My old lady trying to help out a friend. A little stinky child.
In what?
It was a domestic violence situation. The goofy broad went to jail and asked my old lady to come help her. And somehow my old lady comes back with some random kid. And I was trying to throw the baby away, but she said the lady was going to come back and get it. I had a deadline. Kid couldn't stay. Fucking noisy ass babies. Can't stand them. Yeah, I forgot all about that. You brought back bad memories. Thanks a lot, Ashley. So my thing is this. So you said you're not going to assist anybody, you're not going to help anybody, you're not going to fight anybody. The most you'll do is call the cops on them.
Yeah, like, what else would I do?
I mean, so if you were in a
Like, you
situation,
have to
but I'm
a
saying,
man or woman.
if you were in a situation where you were getting beat on, would you want someone to come rescue you?
I would call the cops.
Interesting. Have you ever had to call the cops on an intimate partner?
Like, for somebody, I told you, I don't get involved in
No, I'm talking
like
about for yourself.
No.
Do you engage in risky behavior that would cause your significant other to be highly upset with you?
Like what?
I don't know. I don't know what risky behaviors you're into.
Well, what's risky behavior?
Behaviors that your significant other would not appreciate and would be willing to escalate the situation over.
I mean, I'm like really mean, like, and I do talk reckless. Yeah. I mean, I guess that, but that doesn't make me physically hurt somebody.
Have you ever been? Let me see if I can work this right. Have you ever disrespected your significant other in the presence of another man?
Like, what's disrespectful? I've never hit him.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, disrespect would be a lot of things. Have you ever demeaned him in the presence of another man?
No, that's rude.
Okay. I have no other questions. What's on your mind? Do you have any other thoughts on your mind along with domestic violence or the high violence rate amongst same-sex couples or things of that nature?
I would think that lesbians would have a high domestic violence rate because, you know, they pretend to be masculine. So it's like they're both putting on this act. So it's like, I don't know. That doesn't surprise me. And I did have this gay friend that was, he was in a domestic violence situation.
Oh, you did mention that. What happened with the GDV?
Well, his boyfriend was like beating him and I guess cheating on him and like, just taking his money and stuff and making him, stay at home and, just working. And you have to come home and, kind of isolating him.
Sounds like a kidnapping.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, I've known women, that have been in domestic violence situations.
So how did the GDV get resolved?
That, I think they ended up just breaking up.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
Like, I'm literally not the one that anybody should come for like, if you want kind words, condolences, or, like, any type of heartfelt bullshit, no, go to somebody else.
Mm.
No.
So, I don't know. I don't, it's man on man weird stuff. Yeah, I guess, like, that's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. Like, what do you tell a gay man who's in a domestic violence situation? Like, just want to say, my nigga, you got to man up. You got to handle that shit. Like, what is gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna have a fucking big ass sissy fight or something? Like, I don't know. Like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah, you're gonna have to.
No, I basically, like, I told him, I'm like, why don't you just fight back? Like, you guys are two men. Which isn't, like, you shouldn't say that to somebody who's in that situation.
He had sex with
probably
my
wrong,
mama.
but I don't know why he wouldn't just fight back.
Should.
What?
Did they did he ever fight back? Did the police get involved? Like, what happened with that situation?
I know the police were called, but
Now I tell you what, I like you.
I don't know
and
if somebody went to jail or like
now we
who
can do
went
this
to
the
jail
easy
or
way,
if,
or we
they
can do it
pressed
the hard
charges
way.
and went forward with that. I don't think so because they were still living together after that. So it was basically just like a woman, like a man and a woman, like a regular relationship.
So he was a woman in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm guessing so, which is like, oh, you're a fucking bottom. Ew.
Yeah, come
I
on.
mean, not even that. Gross.
That's terrible.
I know.
Why do these conversations always go off the rails with you, Ashley?
I think it's because you ruined my joke, so I'm like, fuck this shit.
So you're out to attack me. I'm feeling verbally abused right now. Yeah, I'm feeling verbally abused right now. In this conversation, you are an abuser. That's just terrible. That's disgusting. So, all right, that's weird. So he was held hostage, violated, and robbed, and called it a relationship. Yeah, I'd probably have to say we would agree toxic. Unfortunate. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay. And so you said you've had female friends who have been in domestic violence situations, and you just you didn't offer any advice, you didn't give any suggestions or anything like that?
Like, oh, you should leave this person, but I don't know. It seems like they have to either want to be ready to leave or they usually just find their way back to the same relationship. Or, it's like they just don't listen to your advice and it's like, well, I can't care about your life more than you. Like, you look fucking crazy. I have to ignore these two black eyes you're sporting while we're having this conversation. And you want to go back to this guy. Like, I don't even know. Uh-uh. There's like, what if I get my ass beat? Oh my gosh. See, that would be like my biggest fear. If I go and help somebody and then the guy says beating the shit out of both of us. Like, oh my God.
Well, somebody, two of y'all together can't, the two of y'all together can't take some dude. It might turn into a menage a trois and everybody ends up winning.
No.
What if
I'll be on the news.
Well, what if you end up, instead of the news, you end up on World Star? Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, I'll be on World Star, and it'll be like, watch this crazy black guy beat the shit out of these two women. No. Not gonna be me.
That's awful. Okay. That's a terrible, terrible situation. All right. Unless somebody in the chat does, I have no further questions. I don't know what's going on here. It's gotten terrible. You sound like you can take a punch.
No, I don't.
Can you take a punch?
Hell no. I'm calling the police as soon as if I think somebody's gonna hit me, like a guy, no.
What if it's a
Call
chick?
the police. If she like raises her hand to me or she hits me?
Like if a chick hits you.
Oh, it's on. But if a guy hits me, fuck that. I'm like running. Well,
what if
I'm not running, but it'll be a fast walk.
What if it's a Manny Fresh looking lesbian chick that hits you?
Oh, fuck that. I'm not fighting her.
Why not?
She'd probably kick my ass. She'd probably just push-ups and whatever men do. Fix cars and all that type of shit.
Do you yeah, definitely share that, Jess Susie. I'd like to read that. I hear about that. Do you eat glizzies, Black Ashley?
Glizzies?
Yeah, do you eat glizzies?
Glizzies? I thought those were bullets.
No, not glizzies like the Glocks. Are you don't fight out your retarded. Are you a glizzy gladiator?
What is that? I don't know what that is.
What are your thoughts on consuming hot dogs?
I mean, it depends on what kind of hot dogs they are.
Do you eat all beef hot dogs?
I prefer that, yeah.
What toppings do you put on your hot dogs, actually?
Only mustard.
Only mustard. That's strange. How long does it take you to consume the average?
What do you put on your hot dogs?
How long does it take you to consume your average hot dog?
I never time myself.
What would you say it would be if you just to guesstimate? How long would you say it took you to consume a hot dog? The fastest time ever?
I don't know, like 6 to 10 minutes. I don't know.
10
hot dogs. Minutes.
Okay.
What? Typical question is that?
Have we upgraded from the 32-second situation?
That has nothing to do with eating a hot dog.
That has everything to do with eating a hot dog.
No.
Absolutely. Why not?
Because it doesn't. It's like not even the same. It's not the same at all. You know what's weird is how guys like seeing women eat bananas or like weird shit like that.
Do guys really like that?
Yeah, I mean that's what it seems like.
What makes you? This we're so far off domestic violence. You're a terrible person. What makes you think that guys like to watch women to eat phallus?
Like when you see that on TV or like, you know, online and in person, you see it like they're staring, or like whenever someone's eating a popsicle, or I don't know, just anything that's like kind of shaped like that.
Shaped like a phallus.
Yes.
Do you consume foods that are phallus shaped often?
No.
You don't eat bananas?
I break it off and then I eat it. I don't eat a whole banana.
So you go with the Lorena Bobbitt technique.
I guess.
Okay. Pickles? All right, see.
Who the fuck eats a whole pickle?
People eat pickles. Like, I don't know.
Like a giant pickle?
I don't know about a giant pickle. Like, what is a pickle? A pickle's a pickle.
I like the, no, I just eat like little pickles.
You like little pickles. Do little pickles preserve the snapback?
What?
We've gone way off the rail. Somebody's gonna come watch this stream, want to, talk about domestic violence. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on now?" All right, I'm gonna cease and desist now. Any other thoughts on any of our conversations tonight?
Just don't get involved with other people's domestic violence.
Okay.
I would just point them to resources.
Okay. So if somebody sends you a text message saying, "Hey, I'm getting my ass beat. I need you to help me," you send them a text back with links to domestic violence shelters?
I would say, do you want me to call the police?
Mm-hmm. And so how long do you wait if they don't respond to the "do you want me to call the police" text?
If they don't say yes or no, that's if they don't say yes or no, then that's pretty much it.
So what if they've gotten beaten unconscious and you didn't call the police?
See, I don't want to get involved and then it's like, oh my gosh, they took Tyrone to jail and it's all your fault. See, I wouldn't want that to be me, like, either. Because they usually stick together.
Okay, this is true. So then he goes to jail and she comes over and beats your ass.
Well, he's coming, if he did that.
Do not come.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
don't come.
All right, I got one last question for you, Miss Ashley. This is a broader question. And what is your favorite Christmas movie?
This Christmas with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown has a Christmas movie?
Well, he's in it, but yeah.
So you only like the movie because Chris Brown is in it?
No, I mean, he's in it. Loretta Devine. I guess you would know her.
I don't know who that is.
But these people, they're, like, not famous. So it's like...
So how would I know if she's not famous?
Loretta Devine is famous, but Chris Brown is the most famous.
Is it a musical?
No. But he sings in it.
How much singing does he do?
Why are you asking my favorite? Huh?
How much singing does he do in this movie?
He does 2 songs. He sings This Christmas, which is, one of the best recent versions of it. Oh my gosh, Bryson Tiller came out with a Christmas CD and it is trash. Yeah.
I had no idea. Definitely wasn't looking for it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe let me jot that down. 325. Okay. Miss Ashley, I have no further questions. Just, stay safe, stay woke, and, make sure you don't give the whereabouts of your safe house in the witness protection program. so that whoever is stalking you cannot find you again.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right.
All right, man.
Good night.
Good night. I appreciate you calling. Bye-bye. I don't know what just happened there. I love Ashley, but I don't know where these conversations go sometimes. But yeah, avoid. I can concur with the avoid getting involved in people's problems. It is not the way to go. As I told you, I'm not doing it. I'm going to, remove myself. I'll support you from a distance because there's been too many times that, like I said, I have gotten physically involved in a situation, and then the outcome is no bueno, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh wow. Oh wow. I do that when I do that. Bad Santa is a great movie. I don't think I watched part two. I think didn't they have Bad Santa 2? I can't remember. But again, just so wild of it. So Ashley is not the best of friends. I remember when Ashley first called in, or one of her first calls, and she talked about how she gave her friend bad dating advice. Like she was like dating like a dope fiend or something like that. That's probably one of those domestic abuse relationships. She probably encouraged her friend to get into a domestic abuse relationship. So again, I still don't know. Again, like I probably see Loretta and I'm like, oh, that's who. Like better with faces. I don't be knowing people's names. Like, oh, that person. Oh, okay, yeah. It's be like, nah, man, yeah, them. And I see them. He's like, oh, you talking about them? Okay, cool. That's kind of how that works. Speaking of Home Alone, right? Have you seen that they made a new Home Alone? Now Hollywood is officially over and done. It is a wrap. It is through. Oh, that's funny. That is definitely funny. Some folks were not fans of some of the shenanigans from last night. But yeah, and it's like a little chunky kid. I don't know what the premise is, but it's like it's not Home Alone without Macaulay Culkin, right? Period. That's it. It's a wrap. Like you cannot. Die Hard is a great Christmas movie. People think of it as just an action movie. It's a Christmas movie. How many times do you? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. So again, let me bring it back to violence, domestic violence. That's what it's called, Home Sweet Home Alone. It's terrible. It's an awful sounding title. But like I say, you can't repeat it. What is that shit called? Like How They Made It with Macaulay Culkin or something like whatever with Home Alone, and they talk about how like some of these movies came together and how they did that shit. Like it was crazy because the way Joe Pesci did his made up cussing shit because he's like he needs to cuss, and so he had to kind of alter himself for the movie. It was crazy stuff. Beat up the Island Boy. Don't tell me the Island Boys got whooped on. Man, so I don't know if y'all saw that video, right? And y'all know we go everywhere in the den. 832-694-1327 if you want to call in and share your stories when it comes to domestic violence or your thoughts on domestic violence and whether or not you think it's right to intervene in a domestic violence situation. But did you guys see the Island Boys on what was that Club Live or something like that? Yeah, I saw that. That's the worst song I've ever heard in my life. In my entire life. Like, I didn't think anybody could rap worse than Antonio Brown. Like, I did not think it was possible. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong. Bill Burr? Oh yeah. I don't remember how it goes, but I know what you're talking about. I definitely know what you're talking about. So oh yeah, I saw that. The brothel free some dude's like, oh, I got vaccinated too early. Look, bro. Ain't enough pussy in the world. Like, to make me make that decision. There's not. Like, oh well. Them dudes there, bro. Them dudes there. I believe those dudes wear man units. Like, I believe they got fake wigs. I believe they got fake hair going on. Like, they're it just the little hairline, like the little white chalky shit still there. Like, I think they're getting sew ins, bro. Like, just everything about it, it's just crazy. Yeah, they like put themselves out there on the video, all blurred out, and it didn't even look like good booty. It was just in there. Put yourself out there. Like, again, that's what I'm saying. That's why this generation, it does not matter. We talk about things, we talk about integrity and character. Like, this generation, unfortunately, doesn't matter what they do. Like, nobody's gonna hold them accountable. Motherfuckers are literally like they're fucking themselves off, right? Because they gotta understand, like, their last ditch hope, once everything else dries out, is like they're gonna have to fucking like try to make a sex tape or something. It's like that's the last little thread of hope they got, and somebody's gonna pay them like $150 each to do it. I'm telling y'all, them dudes not street. Them dudes, I guarantee they're like some PPP scammers or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guarantee, like, they got some PPP money, and they said we're gonna do the Kodak Black shit, and we're gonna do all this weird shit, and they use that shit to to get it. Oh no, I'm not the generation. See, generations are shorter these days because of the internet, right? Generations are no longer Generation X, Z, Epsilon, Delta, Theta, whatever the fucks. Now it's Generation Omicron. Generations are identified by the memes, the great meme wars of the 2000s, right? So now it doesn't matter anymore. So now it's just a situation where, you gotta see. I came up in the era of chocolate rain. I came up in the era of, Black Ninja self-inflicting guy, right? What's up, Ken? What's the motherfucking deal? So, these new guys, this generation NFT, you know what I'm saying? Not of me. So that has nothing to do with me, right? Bruce Leroy. Oh man, The Last Dragon. Not The Last Dragon. What was it? It was what was The Last Dragon? What was that shit called? Oh man. You know what I think of when that person says chumpo? Super Troopers. I think it's Super Troopers. That's exactly where I'm at. I don't know. I don't know. But I would say, as far as maturity, yeah, they would definitely be far from. I would say maturity, yeah. Ken's probably ahead of the game. as far as maturity. I was out there jackrabbit and a bunch of hoes and into a bunch of shenanigans. So I think Ken is on the right track. So I'm with it. When you say, who am I? I never blocked Dave. Y'all know me. Come on now. I would never do such a thing. But see, like I say, you gotta, had to lay down the foundation, had to lay down the path, for young Ken to take out. I had to walk so young Ken could run. Again, man. So like I said, yeah, it was on Spotify once, the golden days. And then I just stopped doing any kind of podcast. Yeah, like I say, he is. He definitely is. But he's also a victim of domestic violence. So that's the problem. Oh. All right, we'll take a call. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the den this evening?
Yeah, this is Lee. How you doing?
Lee, what's the motherfucking deal? Lee, how you doing this evening, sir?
I'm all right. Could be better, could be worse. I'm surviving still through this apocalypse.
So what do you think about domestic violence? And, just have you ever had to deal with it? Have you ever, been a third party to it? What are your thoughts on,
shit? I didn't had to deal with it and shit. I didn't had chicks want to go upside my head, all type of shit. Yeah, I'm handsome and shit. Like, I done had chicks kick me in my leg so bad I get a motherfucking hematoma over some chicks. Like, cause I was dating this red-headed white chick and shit when I was like younger, and we went up to a TJ Maxx and shit to get some Tommy Hilfiger shit, thinking about getting some sheets. And I went off to do something looking at hats, and two sisters walked up to her ass and they was like giving her the business and shit. They was giving her that hypothetical business and shit. Because none of them bitches come up over where I could see what them bitches look like. They didn't try to give me no phone number, none of that shit. So it wasn't even worth me getting a motherfucking hematoma. That shit sucked. And the fucked up thing was I bought that girl them shoes she fucked me up with.
What?
Yeah, I called myself like trying to get us some fly ass shoes and shit, trying to get us some good kicks and shit, sturdy shit. She fucked me up with them motherfuckers. They had like thick ass soles and shit, like some Dr. Scholl's type shit. Like,
you gotta repo them motherfuckers.
Like, yeah, some shit be looking fly and shit. Like, this had to be like the late 90s and shit when everybody was like, yeah, let's get some Timberlands and shit or some shit like that. It was some like boot type shoes and shit. She fucked me up. And I didn't even know what she was fucking me up for. Cause like I was out in the car sitting with my little brother and shit with the fucking, I had my leg out playing the radio and shit with my little brother in the back seat. And she come and walk up and just start kicking the shit out of me in the leg. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? I didn't even know what the fuck was wrong. Cause like, I think I said it on one of the shows, I like kind of cantankerous, difficult chicks and shit. So I be thinking that shit be cute when they be fucking flustered and shit, pissed off, And then she told me later, shit, like while we was leaving, she's like, yeah, these chicks fucking, they was telling me, or saying something about why I did this or why I was talking to you and I didn't deserve to be with you and all this other shit.
Was this an interracial situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
That explains it all.
Only half-ass, because how she gonna be mad at me? She should have took them motherfucking new boots I got and beat the shit out of them bitches and shit. She should have took them like a nunchuck and shit. Just pop, 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 pop.
Tie the shoestrings together and get to work. Oh,
fuck
man.
Yeah. That shit would have been better than what the fuck she did.
Oh, man.
That was one of them. That was like, I think, my first grown-ass injury. You know how, like, you get an injury and that shit linger for a long-ass time and shit?
Yeah.
This shit don't heal up and shit. You just be walking around with that wound for a long-ass time. Like, God damn, when I was little, this should have been gone in a minute.
Yeah, that's tough. That's unfortunate, man. Yeah, women can be violent. Women are the most violent creatures. They are terrible. Do you think that women don't get attributed or credited with their fair share in the domestic violence statistics? Do you think because men maybe are less likely to report things like that?
Fuck no, because every time somebody drop an anvil on our head, motherfuckers think it's half-ass a joke, and we deserve it. And it's part of because of other dudes' fault, but then it's part of because of chicks being cute and cops being thirsty when they pull up and shit. So it's like literally the bitch could have fucking set the whole house on fire and killed your dog and shit. And motherfuckers will pull up and be like, "This is your fucking fault." And it's like, motherfucker, I would not burn down my goddamn Spider-Man #1. This bitch did it. You know, goddamn well, all my collectibles and shit and everything, fucking knick-knack my grandma gave me and shit for the house when I fucking first got my first place and shit. I ain't fucking burning my own shit down. Like, but they'd be like, he burned his own shit down.
No, why not?
That ain't cool. One time and shit, like threesome shit is fucked up and shit. Like one time, a lesbian, right?
Yeah.
She whooped the shit out of this gorgeous chick on some crazy shit.
Yeah.
And the weird thing was the gorgeous one wanted to move in because I literally had some weird comics in my bathroom. And she was like, I want to take a shit at your house. So now all of a sudden I got 2 lesbians trying to move into my crib. So she's like paying for a motel with this other little lesbian chick that's shady as fuck. And the girl's like calling her mom because her mom is funding a fuckery relationship. But now she's like going to have her mom port the funds over from whoever at the shady motel to me. So I'm going to have 2 hot bitches at my house and get some money. But the shady lesbian is abusive and she a Lothario. So she's like fucking a whole bunch of other chicks. And they end up getting into it. And part of the getting into it is over me. On some dumb shit. On some self-sabotage shit. I swear to God.
So did
shady...
You got into it with the shady lesbian? Oh, yeah.
The shady lesbian got into it with the hot chick. She was being abusive to the hot chick. Yeah. And this was the weird shit about it, too. This shit was back when I was out there where them crazy people was at, too. Why the hot chick ended up telling me that she was looking for me.
So wait,
remember I bitch you that Javier?
Yeah. Oh, good man, that's crazy.
Remember that Javier shit?
Yes.
Javier and Chris Nash and them hit the hot chick in her chest so hard that she got this weird ass blunt force trauma injury that landed her in the fucking hospital, laid the fuck out. Like, she said that she couldn't even fart. Could you imagine somebody hitting you so hard in your chest, an air bubble get trapped and you can't fart?
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
And she had an ironic ass name. Her name was like Taylor Safe and shit, right? But she wasn't safe because her mama was fucking one of the dudes I told you took the claw hammer and ripped that dude's throat open and shit. But so imagine that's some domestic violence. Her mama fucking a murderer, a future murderer, and he practicing his jujitsu in the mama house on her ass and shit. Because you know he's a bummy couch surfer motherfucker. He wasn't even worth it. Yeah. She told me to look her mama up on Facebook and shit. Her mama was fucking hot too and shit. Like, that was some bullshit. Yeah. Like, that was just going to be a corridor of some fuckery and shit. Because I was going to fuck all 3 of them bitches.
Man.
I ain't right.
What was the mom's Facebook? Oh, no, I'm just playing.
Oh. No, they cute though. Like fucking, they cute, but they are like they goony goo goos and shit. Cause some of that shit they be walking into and shit. Like fucking, they just walk into some stupid shit. So it is dangerous to step in, like you said and shit. Like, it's some dangerous shit to step in. Because, like, if the person ain't ready to let go, you know, they say it take 20 times for you to get fucked up to be like, this enough for me.
Right.
Male or female in an abusive relationship. They say it take like 20 times.
I'm gonna be honest, like 20 separate occasions or 20 like total licks. Like what are we talking? 20 times?
20 times of the fucking incident. Cause like, you know, like some shit be like an emotional thing where you might bite your lip like, all right, I'm gonna let that motherfucker say that foul shit they said to me. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers like, that motherfucker embarrassed me, but she got some good pussy. You know, I'm like, for real. Like that last call and shit, she said she be fucking with people and shit. Like, I might say some shit. Like that's a clue to somebody being crazy and shit.
You think Ashley's a crazy person?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but this the thing. Somebody might say some hot shit out their motherfucking mouth and shit, and then you be wondering why they jogging down the street. She said she go walk all fast and shit, like Jamie Foxx punching LL Cool J. Shit, you don't know what the fuck the beginning of that conversation was and shit. So I fuck your grandma. I hope she get the COVID. You said what?
Man, terrible.
What about my grandma? And I fucked your friends too. Like what? That's some crazy shit. But people be doing weird shit, and it's like sometimes the shit be like half-ass. Like what the fuck? Like really? How are you trying to embezzle somebody you was fucking and shit where you was living with them and shit, depending on them and shit? Like, what the fuck? There's people that do shit like that. You find some way to fuck themselves out of a life.
No, that's crazy. That's wild. Like, I don't know. Have you ever had an altercation with a shady lesbian? Like, or those people like that? Have you ever had problems with people like that, or do you tend to avoid that aside from, you know, that kind of situation?
I told you about that incident with the shady lesbian and shit. I ended up making out with that bitch after she cussed out the hot chick. When the bitch left, that bitch was on me. I told you I ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might seem like a fucking good bro. I'm shady to the motherfucker too, half-ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this time I make poor decisions and shit because it's hard for me to turn down a brunette. It's hard for me to turn down a brunette.
Yeah, I agree with you. Brunettes do it better. Okay.
So I fell into some stupid shit. We ended up going to go chasing after the other bitch in my car and shit. And then the bitch started cursing me out on the way to go pick up the other chick. It's like she just didn't want the whole situation to connect together so that she had a roof over her motherfucking head and shit. Cause like I was the roof. So imagine and this the fucked up shit. So imagine she had a backup on a backup. Like this, like Lee's shit is working out better than the shit that you two bitches and put together with y'all pea-brain asses and shit. Yeah. But we're about to put all three of our heads together and shit and work it out. And she's fucking it all up. Like, everything is hinging on her being an asshole, and she just could not get it together. So now, like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and this bitch hopped out the car and just started walking the fuck off into the darkness and shit. And I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at, bitch. You got me out here on some fucked up shit out in the middle of buttfuck Egypt and shit. Like, how did you find a motel? But then I think she was trying to isolate that Taylor chick and shit. She was isolating her and shit, having her somewhere for some other people.
Like, why do women do that? Like, that's definitely a female thing. Just hopping out of a vehicle in the most random spot and just walking. Like, they have no intentions or idea where they're gonna go. They just be in the moment and respond. I seen a chick walking down 45. I think it was last year. Somebody posted a video of that. One, if y'all ain't familiar with Houston, 45 has the worst traffic. I'm not gonna argue about it. Y'all can argue your traffic stories to yourself. If you're in the city, 45 has the absolute worst traffic at any time of day. But this motherfucker like hopped out on 45 and just started fucking walking. It's like, dog, this is a large freeway. Like, why are you walking down the freeway? You obviously have no idea what the fuck is what you finna do. And the dude behind her in the car trying to get her to get back in the car. Like, she just had to go. I just drove off. There ain't no motherfucking way you ain't gonna get me running over in this traffic. But that's definitely a female trait. Just hopping out of the car.
Yeah, but she knew where she was going though. Like, she knew the area better than me. And I bet you she knew the area better than Taylor. You see what I'm saying? So like with her, like it's similar because yeah, it's like she hopping out in the middle of nowhere, but it's more like she got me on some fucked up shit. Because I bet you what she was expecting me to do was I was supposed to pull up, like get back in the car, come on, get your mean talking shit ass back in my car and verbally abuse me some more for a couple more miles and shit, talking shit, trying to make me feel bad when I ain't did nothing to neither one of you bitches and y'all just popped up at my house. You fucking assassin bitches.
That's, I don't even know.
You dang on femme fatales.
Shit, that's craziness.
But you know that's what they was on. Well, not they, well her. She was her and her mama and shit. Like that was the weirdest shit about it and shit. Was like when I went to go leave to go get Taylor with her, her mama was fucking my downstairs neighbor and shit on some creepy shit, like already there. And her mom was like, "Don't be mean to Lee."
So did you get a
her
chance?
mama was telling her not to be mean to me and shit. Like, so I already kind of knew like I was gonna get an anvil dropped on my head and shit from this part.
But did you ever get a chance to, you know, get with Mom Dukes?
I didn't want to fuck with her mom. Her mom, I already knew her mom killed her daddy and shit. Like, she cried telling me that before I knew that she was dating Taylor. Like, she said her mom and her uncle wanted to get custody of her and did some wild-ass ritual type shit and stuff and killed her pops and shit. And she was, like, crying because she was like, they trying to kill you, too, and shit. If they get you, it's going to break my heart and everything. So that was the first time that she had told me that she loved me, the shady lesbian. Her name was Jamie.
So were you going to convert her from lesbianism?
It would have been, it wouldn't have been that hard because she already knew that I was nice and shit. And part of the thing was somebody white raped her. You see what I'm saying? So, like, if that's what her thing is and shit, then talking to an Asian dude or Hispanic dude would probably make it a little bit more easier for her to want to get comfortable around the person because it's not going to feel as sexually threatening as her fucking somebody that looked too close to the archetype of whoever initially abused her. So that's one thing a lot of people don't be taking into account with some of them chicks. Because it'd be like, you ever notice there'd be so many little lesbian diesel looking chicks, but they be having like 2 or 3 kids?
Yes.
Because it'd be somebody that they actually be feeling comfortable around.
Mm-hmm.
Or either it'd be some weird trying to use people trying to juke, and she end up with a baby and shit, try to be a dope feed, try to trade coochie for some dope or some shit. But like, I don't know. Chicks be doing weird shit. Why do they be keeping kids out of situations like that? Like, that should be some domestic abuse and shit, too. Like, you fucking setting up this kid to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you having out-of-wedlock babies just because you trying to support your half-ass raggedy fuckery and shit. Like, you try to figure a way to do something shady.
That should be wild. Like, I don't know. The late life lesbians, I always wonder about it. Like, you've been with dudes, you know, most of your life. I guess you had 4 or 5, you know, baby daddies, and none of them shit's working out, so you just kind of cross over and then get you with a...
Yeah, but if it's late in life and shit, because you got to think about it and shit. Like, you ever, like, even with the Brian Laundrie shit, like, did you notice that they was trying to catch him up with some situation where there was a little young hot chick with an older crackhead-looking ass lesbian that got both of them shot and shit, like that van life shit. Like, there's a whole bunch of cutting corners ass shit. Like, if you look at half of YouTube is fucked up. That's why I was saying half of the little fucking hairy armpit bitches enjoying Cobra and shit, because like they be listening to other chicks that'll tell them some crazy shit, and then they end up in a van or somewhere at a motel in the middle of the woods, because it's like the blind leading the blind. Like, selfish chicks telling them to do shit. So like imagine if you was an old cat lady and then like a couple little hot bitches came up to you and was like, hey, let's get some crystals and try to be earthy and shit. And she's like, now she eating box and shit out of nowhere. Even if she like the ugly friend. in a relationship and shit.
And they're munching on fresh carpet. That's not
Yeah, try to tell each other good ways to couch surf and shit, like giving pointers on how to do some fuckery shit. Like, this is what we gonna do. We gonna trick this other chick into eating both our box, and then we gonna sleep on her couch and shit for a little bit and not pay the light bill and shit, so the bitch get pissed off and shit. But we gonna try to bring some weed over and shit and tie it over with the weed and shit. Like, they do little corny ball shit like that and shit and just keep getting kicked out from one place to another place to another place. We gonna save up till we get a van, and then we gonna live up at the campgrounds and shit until the Aryan Brotherhood come and fucking shoot us and shit. Be selling each other and shit. Chicks just like, I don't know. Chicks be like, I don't know.
They're lost. CS5 pimps are there to provide guidance. Because if you're gonna live that kind of lifestyle, don't sell yourself just to get a purse and then be fried out. Dope in your purse. The pimp is there for structure. Yeah, that shit is. Whew. Yeah, when they be renegades and they just be out there, they definitely be running in circles, going nowhere.
Ain't that some shit? Running in circles, going nowhere. Ain't that about a bitch? But they cute though, and we gotta find wives out of some of these chicks.
I feel sorry for the young they out there.
I lost my first fiance over somebody else's domestic situation and shit.
Really? How did that go?
It was some bullshit. Like, I got a fucking phone call from the fiance's mother who hated my guts. She hated my guts. This was that girl that gave me the hematoba. Like, her mom was just mean as hell and shit. Her mom was mean, just full of shit. Like, lied and shit about some shit one time and shit. And she called up and she was like, Lee's best friend came up to my job crying, saying that something was wrong with his mom, that she's dating somebody that stole her shoes or sold them or some weird shit. So I called myself like, damn, I'm gonna go save my mom and go whoop her boyfriend's ass. Like, the fuck you doing? Disrespecting my mom and shit, come up over here and shit, your bum ass couch surfing, like, just a couch surfing bum ass motherfucker. But here's the thing. If you fuck up Pookie, she's gonna get mad that you fucked up Pookie. So you gonna be the odd man out. Like, fucking Thanksgiving come around, that don't nobody want to talk to me because I done came over to fuck up this person. But that girl told me some shit that I wasn't mature enough to deal with at that point in time. She was like, your mom a fuck up, and your mom hang with fucked up people. She don't really give a fuck about you. So if you give a fuck about her, going over there to deal with her, when there's some shit that ain't gonna work out, I'm gone when you get back. And I got mad that she gave me a fucking ultimatum and shit, because I'm looking at it like, you can't tell me not to go rescue my mom from danger when it really ain't that much danger, because if somebody stole some shoes, he's a bum-ass motherfucker, and she's stupid. But this is me grown older. You know what I'm saying? So I called myself going over there to confront this motherfucker for no reason and shit, and lost my fiance at the time and shit over that shit. Like, for real.
Yeah, that's a wild state of affairs for me to be on some odd shit.
You know what the fuck my mom said afterwards, rubbing it in like 2 years later after me and that bitch broke up?
What's that?
Out of nowhere, she was like, that girl was pretty as hell. She looked kind of like Julia Roberts. Like, how the fuck you gonna tell me how fine she look after you done fucked up my household, you motherfucker? Really? You gonna talk about how gorgeous you... Oh, so that's why you was rude to her and mean, you fucking selfish saboteur.
I'm laughing at Ashley. Nobody... You're taking advice from your gay buddy who gets beat up by other gays. You think he knows what the fuck he's talking about? He couldn't even get out of an unstable gay relationship. So, yeah, you figure that one out, Ashley. Anyway,
who is Brudley? Somebody said I sound like somebody else is dead.
Brudley, nah, Brudley is the bad dating guy who had the about year-long lust for the Asian chick in his class, and then I think she cucked him with some random dude. Then he went to what was that, Pluckers after the bowling alley, but he didn't have enough money to pay for the bowling alley date, and so the chick ghosted him at Pluckers and said she got a ticket and never talked to him again. Yeah, that's Brudley.
I don't think I had no shit that bad. I don't think I had some shit that bad. I had some fucked up shit, but I don't know about that shit. But I feel sorry for that person and shit.
I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't. He probably deserved it.
Well, somebody just said I was like his dad and shit, so like I gotta have some empathy towards him and shit. Because the last caller, she said she didn't get no fuck about nobody. Like, I'm not the person to call if something fucked up happened to you. You just spread all type of sunshine and shit, sounding like the chick off of motherfucking The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and shit.
Ashley does kind of have a Hillary vibe to her, doesn't she?
Yeah, she do, in a bad way and shit. You need to fix that shit. Talking about she wants somebody with a Johnson the size of a Febreze bottle. You ain't gonna catch that shit for Christmas. You gonna get a lump of coal, broad. You need to be a little more cute in your actions than that shit. Tell about faking. You gonna juke a motherfucker out of your own birthday present and shit. Trying to start a catastrophe and shit. I told you it should have mutiny. Chicks will do a mutiny on your ass and shit. Like, that'll be a cold mutiny and shit. You think you fucking Jack Sparrow got everything fucking going? I finally got my boat, my shit together and shit. I got my rent paid. And here come this little bitch trying to sabotage shit. Putting holes in your shit. Trying to do you on some Frederick Douglass motherfucking... What was the one? On some Marcus Garvey shit. She over there sewing all type of Swiss cheese at the bottom of your boat on some Tom and Jerry shit. Eating up your snack treats and all types of shit. Playing like she can't cook.
I don't know about Ashley cooking. I feel like Ashley uses a lot of Velveeta in her dishes.
Shit, that shit'd be fire if it's the right shit. She makes some good macaroni. That's your one claim to fame. Some macaroni. That's what you bring to the table. You provide all the mac and cheese and carbohydrates out of this motherfucker. Okay. Now fix all the rest of your shit and bring a ray of sunshine into a motherfucker life. You know? Instead of trying to be like, I don't give a fuck, you know, I'm gonna say this out of my own face. I'm not the person you call when some shit's fucked up. I'm gonna try to have you slit in your wrist. And I'm gonna send you off. Like, I had one cute friend, but I sent her off. Did she fucking, like, what? But this a normal chick, though. So just imagine this shit. Like, you add that to the lexicon and shit you got to fucking rifle through trying to find a wife. That's all of this fucking fuckery and shit.
I don't know how normal Ashley is. Ashley scares me. She's too secretive. It makes me wonder. I feel like Ashley has stabbed somebody, if not fatally, damn near close to it. And that's why she doesn't want to share even the tiniest bit of relative information. So I think she's had.
She gave you the big enough information. If she fine, you know that if some fucked up shit happened, she ain't gonna tell you some comforting shit. You know that if her buddy need dating advice, she'll send her off. So just imagine what she'll do to you. Are you supposed to be her chuckling friend? Like, every time she do some fucking misadventure shit, you supposed to be like, ha 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 ha. That's funny, honey. Your friend is dead now. That's fucking awesome. You know, what the hell? Beside her headboard, the shit look like the red beard with crossed off fucking friends. I just let my friends fuck themselves over. Give them bad advice.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Is she single? Because just imagine, she's a chick that somebody go run into and shit, and they go be like, oh, God, and she be calling up, making fun of this shit.
Mm-hmm. See, Ashley said something the other day, which is, you know, she was suspicious of a gentleman who was taking notes on her, right? And so I thought about that, and I didn't think it was so bad. But then I was like, wait, you spied on this gentleman to find out that he was taking notes. So doesn't that make you just as bad of a person because you're secretly going through his stuff to know that he's taking notes on you? So I mean, it's almost like y'all are kind of equally negative, you know?
Yeah, basically that. Especially if he's taking notes on her, trying to make her shit better and shit. Because most chicks at a certain age, they have enough sense to take certain shit into account. Dudes are usually less mature than females. And dudes' memories are way worse than females. So some basic shit, dudes just don't remember. Like, they ain't gonna remember your motherfucking birthday. I can remember all types of shit, but it's hard as hell to remember that shit. So she fronting in a motherfucker about that shit. Because you gotta fucking have some type of shit to have some type of continuity. Because the first time you done did some shit with her, she might want to remember that. And then they'll drop the whammy on you and have a lip poked out. Like, you forgot the first time we fucked. You forgot our first song. This is our song. It's like, I don't know what I forgot. Like, fucking damn. I didn't know you liked that record and shit when that shit was playing and shit, but that shit was playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if they give you hints and shit, sometimes you got to fucking have some type of continuity or some shit. People will be having continuity of government and shit, and everything will be a sham. So if they try to do that and shit, like, you know, like, the fuck you supposed to do? Like, you notice they trying to have continuity of lawyers on the Ghislaine Maxwell case, speaking of domestic violence.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Has that officially started, or are they still...
Yeah, it started, and the shit already looked like a catastrophe because the shit looked like, guess who the fuck Ghislaine's fucking defense lawyer is?
Who is it?
The Italian fucking triple homicide ex-cop that barbecued his buddies and shit, that choked out and beat up Epstein. His lawyer is her lawyer. And this is shit that's even more crazy. Guess who the prosecutor was on the Italian dude? I think his name started with a Z, like Zeddy or some shit, or Zinetti or some shit.
Who's that?
The Miss Comey. Miss Comey. She was the prosecutor on his case. She's the prosecutor on this case. And guess what she did?
What's that?
She only put 4 of the girls. And she kept out the ones that been in the news for the last, like, 3 or 4 years and shit. The ones that was saying, like, all of the other fucking high-profile people that had something to do with it, going up to fucking Bill Gates and all of them and shit. And nope, you ain't coming. You ain't coming. You ain't coming. That shit a rig up. It's a rig up. She probably got Zanetti. She probably got Bubba Zanetti's sister to come try to choke out Maxwell or some shit before. This shit a rig up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to definitely try to see what it is. It's unfortunate they don't, put federal trials on video, which they should. I think they should change that. I mean, that's probably the trials that are most pertinent to everybody if we're talking about federal as opposed to, the state or lower level trial. But, it is what it is. The government probably wants to keep their shady dealings as much out of the public eye as they possibly can. But
news is covering a bit of it, though. They covering a bit of it on news and stuff today, because like the weird thing is like it started heating up around when the trial for the one boy, the Rittenhouse boy, was going on, and then right after that, then you had that cuckoo bird driving through the streets, running over everybody and shit with his bell jumping ass and shit. So it's like, they trying to have all these smoke and mirrors, but all these smoke and mirrors is they fucking just pulling all of they damn cards out, throwing them out. Like, yeah, you don't know? The DA got a Rolodex of fucking psychos and shit. Bam, here we go. What's your next UGO card and shit? Oh, shit, like, we gonna call in another sociopath. Boom. Like, you just did that. Now we know you did it. We got another card. We got a triple play. We gonna have all of the lawyers and shit from the DAs just put it all on the big screen TV. So, like, Remember I mentioned Judge Melanie Tobiasen?
Yes.
From Las Vegas? So just imagine, if they was trying to blackmail her, kidnapping her daughter, how many detectives and agents that had their daughters grabbed up and shit, and female relatives or sons or whatever get grabbed up, how many of them just seen this shit with the Maxwell shit and they squinting one eye like with they vein throbbing and shit out this motherfucker? Like, what? Wait a minute, hold up. Huh. Y'all gonna do this shit on the public stage, huh? No. It's gonna be a whole bunch of to be continued. Mm-hmm. I told you it's gonna be like Judge Dredd and shit. Like, it's gonna be a whole bunch of I am the law.
So they're not even doing the voice recordings. They're not even letting you listen in and shit like that. I know that they said that they were supposed to be something like that. So they're not even doing that either. Are they not allowing any of this out to the public? So a third party shit.
Yeah, like, but shit, your lawyer ought to fucking stick up for you and shit enough for you to be knowing there's some shit shady to not have it be like closed motherfucking circuit court and shit. If everybody wild, you shouldn't trust that. Like, your lawyer fuck you over if they do that shit, because it'd be some fake soap opera shit going on up in there and shit. You be looking at your lawyer like, what the fuck? And they'd be half-assed like, if you poop, they gonna fucking have the bailiffs arrest your ass. Like, I had that happen to me. My lawyer was like, be professional. And then motherfuckers started play acting and shit like we was fighting and shit. Is this the same person? Is this the same person? And I'm just looking at him and shit like, because my lawyer told me, be professional and shit. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy is not being professional. I'm looking at the lawyer like, and then I noticed like, oh, hell no. Y'all trying to have dudes, y'all trying to have bailiffs standing behind me and the lawyer like I'm supposed to react to him being a clown shoe. Nah, I ain't taking the bait on that. That's bait.
But did you have a successful outcome of that trial?
Huh?
But that situation there, did you have a successful outcome?
Hell no, I got a scar on my face half at them bitches called the motherfucking hit. That's how I know about that fucking lesbian and all of them motherfuckers. They called the hit team, and the hit team was a bunch of bums and clown shoes and shit. The hit team was on some fuck up shit and they was getting abused. So a bunch of the hit team people was like fucking like telling me and shit like fucking what was going on. Like, they fucking killed my girlfriend and they did this to me and this, that, the other. Because everybody was kind of not happy with them. Yeah. When you got a whole bunch of people working and shit and they not getting paid and they unhappy, they be apt to fucking talk. And then a lot of times if they trying to have them fuck over somebody that's legit, people be having like mixed feelings about that shit. Like I told you, the Jamie chick was like crying, like fucking like they killed my dad and shit, and they trying to kill you like they killed my dad. Like, you see what I'm saying? She was in on it. She knew, but she didn't agree with it 100%. So when they look you in the eyes and shit, they don't be wanting to go through with it and shit. But it'd be like men feeling like that too. But they be mad. Like I noticed with the dudes that was supposed to be doing the hits, they used to be salty because they be like the chicks is full of shit. Like, part of this shit keep going on because a lot of these females be trying to be selfish because they don't give a fuck about nobody. Like, one of the dudes was easing up, and he's like, I want you to see, your neighbors is involved with what we trying to do to you, and when they come in here, they gonna play act and try to be starting a fight with you and shit, even though ain't no reason for them to be fighting. Like we was supposed to kill you. I don't want to poison you no more. These bitches is trying to continue some shit that they shouldn't continue. I saw it. Like, they literally came in and play acted.
So,
and one of them was like a big booty chick.
Oh, almost my birthday is a big booty hoe. So, you know, Lee, you have dealt with a lot of instances and circumstances in your life. Do you still have, you know, these threats to deal with, or do you think, you know, things have calmed down in your life?
No, it can't calm down. All right, just picture this, right? You ever see Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze?
I don't recall it. I might have, but I don't recall.
All right, just imagine this, right? If this is something my little brother had told me too and shit. He was like, if somebody's scared of you, or if somebody like was trying to hurt you and mad, they gonna keep being mad, and all they gonna think about is you until you gone, right?
Mm.
or either you absorbed in or some shit. Like if you under the wing doing something with them or some shit, right? So that's one factor. So just imagine, like if somebody called a contract hit out, there'd just be more crash test dummies accepting that shit because they don't be telling them like, oh, this motherfucker raw. We tried to kill John Wick out this motherfucking bitch, and he keep deflecting all that shit like fucking Blind Fury or like Kwai Kane and shit out Kung Fu and shit. He just keep deflecting our shit and shit like fucking like what's that motherfucker dude? Steven Seagal and shit. He doing Aikido or that fuckery. Just avoid it. They ain't gonna say that shit, especially with me being an ethnic motherfucker. They don't want to fucking say no shit about somebody being raw. Like, they ain't gonna say that. But they'll be doing like this. They call in the next motherfucker, and then it turn into what? You know what I'm saying? Because I could do it. I could do anything.
So
I could get him.
They're sending a endless supply of crash test dummies.
Fuck yeah. Like fucking level 1 Mario Brothers Goombas. But don't nobody be thinking that shit. Everybody be thinking they like La Femme Nikita. She was a Goomba in the Mario Brother Goomba. Remember in the movie? First thing, they fucking bricked up the shit so she didn't have an escape route and shit. So she was on some fucking crash test dummy shit right off the rip. Had to dive into a garbage bin and she was cute.
I remember that.
Them other chicks ain't doing that. They not gonna survive. Level 1. Do 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 do. Yeah, they be crossing their mind to dive down the garbage chute. Like, really? I'm gonna break a nail. Could you imagine Ashley jumping down a damn garbage chute? I doubt she'd do that on her first send-off mission.
No, Ashley not jumping down the garbage chute. She's gonna send a text. I'm not gonna do this shit. I don't care about this shit. I quit. That's what she goes.
Yep. She's like, I'm gonna call the police. It's like, motherfucker, you're working for the CIA. You can't call the police. You're supposed to do like Rittenhouse and just shut up and just fucking eat that. You ain't supposed to say shit.
Oh, man. But here's the deal, Mr. Lee. It's about that time. And I know I got my ass started here late, so I got to get me some sleep because I got very little last night. But like I say, as always, sir, you know, I appreciate chopping it up with you. I appreciate you calling in and sharing your life with us, with me and the Den Folk. And
yeah,
you know, we're gonna have to you know have some more stories here soon. We're gonna I haven't done a Supernatural Saturday in quite some time. I think we're gonna have to do, it may not be a Saturday, but we're gonna have to, maybe we'll do a Supernatural Sunday if Roddy will call us sacrilegious or some shit. But we're gonna have to have one of them conversations about some of the outer world, some of the other things that are taking place. But definitely look forward if you got some stories to share with us. So we might do that Sunday, Friday or Sunday. I ain't sure.
Shit, I got one creepy story on Halloween and shit.
I mean, yeah, say that for
it's
me.
weird.
Yeah, I just want you to say that one for me. It'll be something good, so that way we get the party started. But yeah, like I said, so. But I appreciate you calling in, sir. I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. I gotta get my ass some sleep.
All right. Well, everybody be fucking safe. Even Ashley with your little mean self.
That's a terrible person.
All right, man. Y'all be safe, man. Stay up, man. What?
Shout out to Lee, man. Always good to hear from my guy. It's about that time, though. You know, it is time. Man, I stayed up like super late last night playing fucking Sim City like a dumbass. But actually, no, it wasn't really just that. We were in the Discord. We were having a great conversation. Having a great conversation about a lot of different things. And coast to coast radio and some other things going on. So I think we're gonna do that. I'm not sure. Should let the people take a vote whether we do it on Sunday or if we do it on Friday. But we need to have one of those supernatural conversations again. You know, we talk about a variety of things. You know, people's beliefs in aliens and excuse me. Whether you know ghosts and all that other shit, but we all love you, Ashley, and your cans are for breeze. But with that being said, let me drop the link if you want the link for the Discord. I probably will not be participating tonight. It's 12:10. I need to get my ass some sleep because I slept for like 3 hours last night. I'm like, well, probably not even that much. I was like a fucking zombie all day today. Maybe some zombie mode now. Um, what? What the hell? Somebody bought a Den t-shirt. It didn't pop up on the thing. All right, that's cool. It has been quite some time. I need to promote that. Yeah, I need to put the Den Show merch. I gotta update some stuff on there. I was making my shirts myself, but it may be a little bit more convenient. So I get a couple more things in order to use that. Yeah, so again, like I said, I'm in brain farts and shit. I'm like, what was I doing here again? Why I'm on the Discord? The link. But yeah, again, I'm thinking Friday. Maybe we gotta do some Friday. See, Friday is gonna be one or two things. Either I'm gonna bring back Talking Dirty After Dark, or I'm going to bring back one of those things. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in to the Den this evening?
Only on Hello, is this Ed Honcho? This is Joe Bucker, Fox Sports. Just wanted to call in because I watch the show all the time. Good night, my nigga. And Joe Buck and I have been word pass. Also, I am a robot, so you cannot be offended. So suck my left nut and call me Aaron Andrews. All right, Cuff. Just wanted to call in and tell you I appreciate you. So later, Honcho.
What? The Joe Buck. Joe Buck ending the stream. That's how you know we finally made it. With Joe Buck calling in, talking that Den talk. That's fucking funny. Oh my god. That's the perfect way to end the day, man. That's the Den link, man. If you guys want to be in there, we'll chop it up. Voodoo knows what I'm talking about. Shout out to Voodoo. I'm talking about that broccoli, that mean broccoli that Ashley makes. No, it wasn't Dave. That's 200 times better than any call Dave has ever given. But it was true. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ed called. I got questions. I need to watch my back. But like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, either Friday we'll do either a Talking Dirty After Dark or some, free range Friday. We got to get back to the theme days, get the Denergy back going again. We have fun, talk shit about Ashley. Then she gets on to stream and calls Misty a bitch 472 times. But with that being said, salute to each and every one of y'all, man. I thank y'all for being here. I do appreciate y'all. And as I always say, it is my honor. It is my privilege, but more than anything, it is my pleasure to get to chop it up with you guys each and every night, Sunday through Friday, around 9 o'clock, sometimes 10 o'clock Central, somewhere in there. It's going to be between 9 and 10 o'clock. It'll be like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. We're going to get it going. So, yeah, Dave, like, he overexerts himself, overheats, and then has to fucking, regenerate and try again tomorrow night. But again, like I said, that being said, I appreciate y'all. Trying to produce. I am Audi 5000. The raccoon.